The unwanted guest. The hum of the station's engines echoed through the long metal halls, a steady reminder that they were far from Earth, far from safety, and deep in a sector ruled by alien law. Captain Daniel sat at the edge of the dining table, reviewing data on his wrist pad, his face tired from long days of patrol duty. His young daughter Lily sat across from him, swinging her legs under the chair, her eyes fixed not on her meal, but on the small alien girl hiding in the corner. The alien girl was trembling, her hands clutching the sides of a torn cloth wrapped around her shoulders. Her skin was pale silver, her eyes large and frightened. She had been found hours ago in a broken escape pod drifting near the station. The crew wanted her sent away at once. They said she was dangerous, a spy, a burden that could bring doom upon them all. Daniel knew they were right. The Galactic Council had strict rules. Any alien found wandering near human territory had to be reported. And yet here she was, small and fragile, staring like a wounded animal that had nowhere left to run. "Dad," Lily whispered, her voice soft. "Please don't send her away." Daniel raised his eyes. His daughter's voice carried a weight heavier than any order from command. He looked at the girl in the corner, then back at Lily. "She doesn't belong here," he said quietly. "She is not like us. The council will not forgive if they find out." Lily's eyes filled with tears. She leaned forward. "She has nowhere to go if we send her back. She will die." The words struck deep. Daniel closed his eyes for a moment. His daughter was too young to understand galactic politics, too innocent to realize the risk. But her heart saw what his soldier's eyes tried to deny. This alien girl was not an enemy, not a soldier. She was just a child. The silence stretched in the room, only broken by the faint hum of the engines and the distant chatter of crew members outside. The alien girl shivered, her thin frame shaking. Lily stood from her chair and carefully walked toward her. She knelt down, her small hands offering a piece of bread from the table. The alien girl flinched at first, then slowly reached out. Her fingers touched the food. Her eyes wide, she took it, nibbling carefully, as though afraid it might vanish. Daniel watched, his chest tight. He remembered Earth long before the wars, when kindness was simple, when helping someone in need was natural. But out here, kindness was seen as weakness. Humanity had fought for survival against empires that mocked them, hunted them, enslaved them. Now every act of mercy was a risk, every choice a gamble. Still, watching his daughter, Daniel could not ignore the truth. This was what made humans different. This was why they endured. The door slid open with a hiss. Commander Holt stepped in, his sharp eyes landing on the alien girl. He frowned. "Captain, the crew is uneasy. We cannot keep her here. The council will demand answers." Daniel rose slowly, his hand resting on the table. "I know the law," he said, his voice steady. "But she is not a threat. She's only a child." Holt's voice hardened. "Children can grow into spies, into soldiers. You know what mercy cost us in the last war? How many lives burned because we gave them a chance?" Lily's small voice cut through the tension. "She's not a spy. She's scared, please. Don't take her away." Her words hung in the air like a plea to the universe itself. Daniel looked at his daughter, then at the trembling girl who now clung to Lily's sleeve as if it were the only safe thing in the galaxy. His heart ached. The soldier in him screamed to follow orders. But the father in him, the father could not ignore the tears in his daughter's eyes. "Commander," Daniel said at last, his voice calm but firm, "for now she stays until I know more. No one touches her." Holt's jaw tightened. His eyes narrowed. "You risk everything," he warned. Then without another word he turned and left, the door hissing shut behind him. The room was quiet again. Daniel sat back down, staring at the two girls, Lily smiling softly as the alien child leaned closer, as if she had finally found a place where she was safe. For the first time in many years, Daniel felt the weight of war shift slightly, not through weapons or orders, but through a single, fragile act of mercy. And deep inside, he knew this choice would change everything, not just for the alien girl, but for humanity itself. The council's shadow. The station lights dimmed as the artificial night cycle began. The corridors grew quiet, but Daniel could not sleep. His mind replayed his decision over and over. He had gone against law, against reason, against everything drilled into him as a soldier, and yet, when he saw the alien girl holding on to Lily like a sister, he knew he had done the only thing a father could do. Still, his instincts warned him. Mercy came with a price, and the galaxy was never slow to collect. In the dim light of the mess hall, the girl finally spoke. Her voice was thin, shaky but clear enough. "My name is Arya," she whispered. Her alien tongue twisted strangely, but the translator chip picked up just enough to form words. Lily's face lit up. "See, Dad? She trusts us now. She told us her name." Daniel gave a faint nod, but inside his unease grew. A name meant identity, and identity meant history. Who was she? Why had her escape pod been drifting near human space? What had she fled from? Before he could ask, the comms panel on the wall buzzed alive. Holt's voice echoed cold and sharp. "Captain, incoming message from the Galactic Council. Priority level red." Daniel's stomach sank. He straightened, his soldier's mask slipping back over his tired face. "On my way," he answered. He cast one last look at the girls. "Stay here, Lily. Don't open the door." Lily clutched Arya's hand, nodding silently, her eyes full of fear. The Council's holographic chamber shimmered into view as Daniel entered the command room. Tall alien figures loomed in glowing blue light, their robes glistening like woven starlight. Their faces were sharp, their eyes filled with disdain as they spoke. "Captain Daniel," one of them began, his voice like polished steel, "our sensors detected an anomaly near your station. An escape pod of alien origin was destroyed. We demand a report." Daniel stood tall. "We scanned the debris. Nothing of threat remains. No survivors detected. It was a lie. Clean and sharp." His chest tightened as he said it, but he kept his voice steady. The alien counselor's eyes narrowed. "Strange, our scans show traces of life, faint but present. Are you withholding information, human?" The word human came out like a curse, a reminder of how little respect the galaxy gave his kind. Daniel's fists clenched behind his back. "With all respect, your sensors are in error. Nothing lives here." The chamber flickered as the holograms leaned closer, their voices blending like a storm. "See to it that your words are true, Captain. If the Council learns you harbor enemies of the Order, humanity will face the cost." The signal cut off, leaving silence in the room. Silence, and Holt's piercing stare. "You lied to them," Holt said flatly. "Do you know what that means? If they discover the girl, they won't just punish you. They'll punish all of us. Humanity doesn't have the power to fight them." Daniel turned slowly, his voice low but firm. "Then we make sure they never find her." Back in the quarters, Lily and Arya sat close together, whispering like sisters who had known each other forever. Arya's eyes darted to the door every few seconds. Fear etched into her face. "Why were you in that pod?" Lily asked gently. "Were you running away?" Arya's lips trembled. She spoke in fragments, her words breaking through the translator in short bursts. "My world. Burned, my people hunted, the Council sent soldiers. They said we were a threat, but we were only children, families, farmers." Her voice cracked and she hid her face in her hands. Lily hugged her tightly. "You're safe here now. My dad will protect you. He always does." Arya's eyes glistened, a mixture of hope and disbelief, as though she wanted to believe the promise but had seen too much to trust it fully. Hours later, alarms blared through the station. The crew scrambled, boots pounding against metal. Daniel rushed back to the command deck. "What is it?" he barked. Holt's face was pale. "Council warship on approach. They're scanning the station." The screens lit up with the outline of a massive alien vessel, its dark hull bristling with weapons. Its shadow swallowed the stars behind it. Daniel's heart pounded. He thought of Arya, of Lily holding her hand. If the Council boarded the station, they would find her in seconds, and humanity's fragile trust with the galaxy would shatter. "Divert power to shields," Daniel ordered. "Mask all life signatures in the lower decks." The crew obeyed, though fear rippled through them. They knew lying to the Council was suicide, and yet their captain's voice held no hesitation. Only iron resolve. The Council ship hailed, their voice booming across the channel. "Station 47, this is High Command. We detect an unregistered life form aboard your vessel. Hand it over or face consequences." Daniel's eyes hardened. He could feel Holt's stare burning into him, urging him to obey, to surrender the girl. But deep in his chest, the father's heart refused. He pressed the comms button, his voice steady. "You detect wrong. This station holds only humans." The Council's reply was ice. "We will see for ourselves." The warship's engines roared as docking clamps extended toward the station. The metal groaned under the pressure. Soldiers in shimmering armor prepared to board. And in that moment, Daniel realized the truth. His decision had placed humanity itself in the crosshairs of the galaxy's most feared empire. The breach, the air in the station felt heavier than steel. Every heartbeat echoed like thunder as the Council warship docked. The deep clang of metal against metal shook the walls. A hiss followed, like the sound of a predator drawing breath before the kill. Daniel stood on the command deck, his eyes locked on the monitors. Soldiers in gleaming silver armor lined up in perfect formation, their faces hidden by sharp masks, their rifles pulsing with blue energy. "They're coming in," Holt whispered, his voice laced with dread. "We can't stop them, Daniel." "You know that?" Daniel didn't answer. His jaw tightened. His mind raced through options, but none were clean. Every path led to danger on the lower deck. Lily clutched Arya's hand. The alien girl's body shook, her eyes wide with terror. She knew those soldiers, her people had seen them before. "The Council never left survivors, don't be afraid," Lily whispered. "My dad will protect us." She tried to sound brave, but even her young voice trembled. The station doors hissed open, and the Council soldiers marched in. Their leader, taller than the rest, stepped forward. His mask reflected the dim lights as he scanned the corridor. "Search every level," he commanded. His voice was sharp, mechanical, amplified through his armor. "We will find the anomaly." Humans froze as the soldiers pushed past them. Weapons raised, scanning devices humming. The crew exchanged fearful glances. Some looked to Daniel, others to Holt. Their trust wavered. One officer finally broke, his voice cracking. "Captain, if they find her, we're finished. You'll doom us all." Daniel turned, his eyes like steel. "We are already doomed if we hand her over." His words cut like a blade. Firm and final down below, Lily and Arya heard the pounding of boots above them. Each step echoed closer. Arya pressed her back against the wall, whispering in fear, "They will kill me, they will kill you too." "No," Lily said fiercely, surprising even herself. "You're my friend now. Friends don't leave each other. Not ever." She grabbed Arya's hand and pulled her toward a maintenance hatch. The small tunnel beyond was narrow and dark, lined with pipes and cables. Lily crawled in first, urging Arya to follow. "Come on, this way, hurry." Arya hesitated, then crawled in after her. The hatch sealed shut just as heavy boots entered the hall behind them. On the command deck, Daniel knew he was out of time. The Council leader stood before him, scanning the humans like they were insects. "You lie, Captain," the alien said coldly. "Our sensors do not err. The life form is here. Hand it over, or we will take this station by force." Daniel's voice was steady. "There is nothing here but my people. If you want to harm them, you'll have to kill me first." Gasps rippled through the crew. Holt's face went pale. "Daniel, what are you doing?" he hissed. The alien commander tilted his head, studying the human captain as though he were a curious insect. Then, without warning, he raised his hand. Soldiers stepped forward, weapons glowing. In the maintenance tunnels, Lily and Arya crawled through the darkness. Arya's breathing came in sharp bursts, her fear heavy in the air. Lily pressed on, whispering, "Almost there. I know a way." They reached a small chamber filled with old crates. Hidden behind heavy pipes, it smelled of oil and dust. But it was safe. For now, Arya collapsed against the wall, tears running down her pale cheeks. "Why do you help me? You will suffer for this." Lily shook her head. "Because it's right. Because if it was me out there, scared and alone, I'd want someone to help me too." Arya stared at her. Stunned, no one in her life had ever spoken like that. Not her own people, not anyone, for the first time. She felt something she barely remembered. Hope. Back above, chaos erupted. The Council soldiers began tearing through rooms, shoving humans aside, scanning every shadow. Daniel's orders held them back for only a moment. Holt stepped closer, his voice low, urgent. "Daniel, listen to me. We can't fight them, we must give her up, or they will destroy us all." Daniel's eyes flashed. "If we give her up, what do we become? Nothing but slaves who bow to fear." Holt's hand trembled, torn between loyalty and survival. The crew's eyes darted between them, divided. The alien commander stepped forward again, his voice like thunder. "You humans play at courage, but you are weak. Your defiance will bring fire upon your species." Daniel met his gaze, his voice iron. "Then let fire come. But know this. Humans do not abandon children." In the maintenance chamber, Lily held Arya close as footsteps thundered past above them. Her heart pounded. Fear pressed heavy on her chest, but she would not let go. "Dad will find us," Lily whispered. "He always does." Arya clung tighter, her voice breaking. "No one has ever fought for me before." Above, in the command deck, The first human council clash was about to begin. The station shook as council soldiers spread like a wave of steel. Their boots slammed against the metal floors, their scanners glowing red as they swept each corridor. On the command deck, Daniel stood firm, his hands behind his back, watching the alien commander who towered before him. The alien's silver mask reflected Daniel's hard face. "You protect something that does not belong to you," the commander said coldly. "Surrender it now or your station will be ashes drifting in the void." Daniel's reply was calm, but carried steel. "You forget who we are humans. We do not give away children to monsters." The alien's eyes glimmered behind the mask. "Then you choose death," he raised his hand, and soldiers moved deeper into the station, weapons humming with deadly light in the tunnels below. Lily and Arya heard the heavy boots closing in. The sound was growing louder, the echoes bouncing through every pipe and vent. "They're coming," Arya whispered, her body trembling. Lily looked around, her small hands gripping Arya's tightly. "We can't stay here, we have to move." "But where?" Arya cried softly. "There is no safe place," Lily thought quickly. She remembered the old engineering bay, unused, hidden behind layers of machinery. Her dad once showed her how to crawl through a maintenance shaft that even scanners could not easily read. "This way," she said with sudden confidence, dragging Arya toward the hatch. They squeezed inside just as soldiers stormed into the lower halls. Their scanners buzzed, lights sweeping across walls. One soldier paused near the hatch. His weapon lifting, Arya froze, her breath stuck in her throat. Lily pressed a hand over Arya's mouth. Praying silently, the soldier's scanner flickered, but then lost the trail. He growled and moved on the command deck. Holt's voice shook with anger and fear. "Daniel, stop this madness. We can't fight them, we're not strong enough. If you keep protecting her, you'll bring war on all of humanity." Daniel turned slowly, his voice like thunder. "War was brought to us long ago, Holt, but today, I will not let them take a child, not while I still breathe." The crew looked at their captain. Torn between fear and loyalty, some wanted to side with Holt's caution. Others felt the fire of Daniel's defiance burning in their own hearts. For the first time in years, they saw not just a soldier in Daniel, but a father, a man willing to fight against impossible odds for something greater than orders. The alien commander received word through his comms. Life form detected in lower decks. His head snapped toward Daniel. "You lied," he hissed. "Prepare to witness the cost of your defiance." Daniel's heart pounded, his mind flashed with Lily's face. He knew exactly where the soldiers were heading. He slammed his fist on the console. "Seal bulkheads to Section 7, lock them down now." Metal doors roared shut, cutting off some soldiers from their squads. The council commander snarled, "You dare defy me further?" Daniel's eyes blazed. "I dare remind you, this is human ground. You are not welcome here." In the tunnels, Lily and Arya crawled deeper. The space grew tighter, the air hotter. Arya's arms shook from exhaustion. "I can't," she whispered. "I can't go further." "Yes, you can," Lily urged. "You just have to keep moving. Dad says the hardest path is always the one worth taking." Her words gave Arya a spark of strength. She pushed herself forward, following Lily through the darkness. Then suddenly the tunnel shook. A metal clang thundered behind them. Soldiers had found another way in. Their glowing scanners lit up the crawl space. "They see us," Arya gasped. Lily pulled her forward desperately. "Faster!" "Hurry!" Blue bolts of energy scorched the walls around them. Sparks spraying across the metal, Arya screamed. But Lily didn't stop. She dragged her forward until they tumbled into the old engineering bay. They hid behind heavy machinery as soldiers stormed into the chamber, their weapons raised, their masks scanning every shadow. On the command deck, Daniel saw the scans on his monitor. Soldiers were closing in on Lily and Arya. His chest tightened like iron. His voice boomed, "All hands, arm yourselves. If they want war, they'll see the fire of humanity." The crew erupted into motion. Some hesitated, but most obeyed. The thought of council soldiers tearing through their home, threatening their captain's daughter, lit a flame they could no longer ignore. Holt grabbed Daniel's arm, his face pale. "This is suicide." Daniel tore free, his voice like thunder. "Then we die as humans, not as slaves." In the engineering bay, a soldier cornered Lily and Arya, his weapon aimed. His voice mechanical, "Surrender." "Anomaly." Arya closed her eyes, waiting for the end. But Lily stepped in front of her, arms spread wide. Her small voice breaking through the silence. "No," she cried. "You can't take her. She's my friend." If you want her, you have to go through me." The soldier froze, his scanner flickered uncertainly. Even his mask seemed to hesitate at the sight of a human child defying him. Behind him, Daniel's voice roared over the comms. "This is Captain Daniel. Stand down now or face humanity's wrath." The council commander turned toward the monitors, his voice sharp with anger. "You threaten us with your weak species. You cannot win?" Daniel leaned forward, his eyes burning. "Weak? You've forgotten who we are. You've forgotten Earth. You've forgotten that humanity does not bow. You may burn us, you may break us, but we will rise again, and today, I promise you this, you will not take my daughter's friend." In the engineering bay, the soldier hesitated for a moment too long, and the sound of human rifles echoed down the halls. The crew had taken arms, their defiance exploding into open fight. The first shots of rebellion cracked through the station. Humanity had chosen. The day humanity stood tall. The station burned with chaos, sirens wailing as human rifles cracked against the polished armor of the council soldiers. Sparks lit the corridors, smoke filled the air, and the once quiet outpost turned into a battleground. Daniel charged down the hall with his weapon ready. His boots pounded the metal floor, his heart racing with only one thought, his daughter. He turned corner after corner, blasting at soldiers who dared block his path. "Captain, fall back," a crewman shouted, but Daniel ignored it. Nothing mattered except reaching Lily and the alien girl in the engineering bay. Lily still stood in front of Arya, her arms spread wide, defying the soldier who towered above her. "Move aside, human," the soldier ordered, his rifle glowing with deadly light. "No," Lily shouted, her voice trembling but unbroken. "You'll have to go through me." The soldier's finger twitched on the trigger, but before he could fire, Daniel burst into the chamber, his rifle blazing. The blue bolt struck the soldier's chest, sending him crashing against the wall. Sparks flew as his armor cracked. Daniel sprinted forward, scooping Lily into his arms. Relief flooded through him as he felt her tiny heartbeat against his chest. "Dad," she cried, clinging to him. "Don't let them take her." Daniel looked past his daughter at Arya, who stared at him with wide, frightened eyes. For a moment, he saw not an alien, not a stranger, but simply another child, just like Lily. He set Lily down gently, then stepped in front of both girls, his rifle raised toward the soldiers who poured into the room. On the command deck, Holt fought to hold order. His voice barked commands as humans resisted the invading soldiers. "Shields up. Push them back." But inside, Holt felt the shift. He saw crew who once cowered now fighting with fire in their eyes. They weren't just defending a station anymore. They were defending an idea. The simple belief that no child should be abandoned. The council commander stormed into the engineering bay, his silver mask gleaming through the smoke. His voice was thunder. "You dare defy the council? For one worthless life form?" Daniel stepped forward, unshaken. "For one child," he corrected, "and for every human watching, for every voice that refuses to kneel." The commander raised his hand, soldiers surrounding Daniel. Lily and Arya, their weapons aimed, their scanners buzzing. "Your species is weak," the commander sneered. "You cannot win." Daniel's eyes burned like fire. "Weak? No, we are human. We fight when we must. We protect when others would destroy. And that is why you fear us." Then it happened. Lily, still clutching Arya's hand, stepped forward, her small voice rang out, cutting through the noise of battle. "Please," she cried, tears streaming down her face. "Don't send her away. She's my friend. She's just like me." The words froze the room. Even council soldiers hesitated, their scanners flickering. Their training had never prepared them for the sound of a child's plea. Arya squeezed Lily's hand, her trembling voice breaking through. "I am just a girl. I only want to live." The crew behind Daniel felt the words strike deep. Their weapons rose higher, their stance hardening. They would not back down, not after this. The commander's mask turned toward Daniel, then toward the crew, then at the two children standing together, human and alien hand in hand. For the first time, he did not speak. For the first time, silence stretched across the chamber. Then Daniel broke it, his voice low, dangerous. "You can kill us, but the galaxy will remember this day. They will remember the day humans stood tall. They will remember the day we chose mercy over fear. And they will know humanity cannot be broken." The commander stared for a long, heavy moment. Then, with a sharp motion, he lowered his hand. "Withdraw," he ordered. His voice was cold, but behind it was something Daniel had never heard before. Hesitation. The soldiers obeyed, pulling back. The commander turned sharply, his cloak brushing the floor, and without another word they left the chamber. Marching back to their warship, the docking clamps released with a deep clang. The council vessel drifted away from the station, disappearing into the endless dark of space. The humans stood in silence, their rifles still raised, their breath still heavy. Then slowly, one by one, they lowered their weapons. Their eyes turned toward Daniel, then toward Lily and Arya. Holt's voice was quiet, almost broken. "You've doomed us. Or saved us, I can't tell which." Daniel looked at his daughter, then at Arya, who clung to her side. His voice was steady. "I gave my daughter her wish. That is enough for me." Later, in the quiet of the mess hall, Lily and Arya sat together, sharing bread. For the first time since she had been found, Arya smiled. Small, fragile, but real. Daniel watched them, his chest heavy but proud. He knew this was only the beginning. The council would not forget this day, but neither would humanity. Because in the darkest hour they had chosen to protect, and that choice had lit a fire the galaxy could never extinguish. And so it was remembered, the day a human father granted his daughter's wish, and the day humanity showed the stars that mercy, too, was a weapon,